Alright, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube citizens, y'all know who this is. This is your boy True Inferno, and anywho, today's day is Friday, August the 30th. So the moment has finally arrived. I cannot give you guys my breakdown over my experience in Japan. So I was only there for 6 days. I wish I was there longer, to be honest, but I didn't have the time off to stay longer and things of that nature. So I'm in best believe I will try to go back within the next 2 years. That is definitely happening. It depends on where next year's Go Fest in Japan be at, because remember, next year is also the Olympics. That we're going from late July to August 9th. So hopefully next year's Go Fest, assuming that there is one in Japan, will fall after August the 16th. Then it's pretty much game over at that point. But we're going to talk about my first ever experience in Japan. So, but before we do that, we got some unfinished business here to talk about in Pokemon Go. So as you can see over there, these are my shinies, and they're by recent. So my last 5 shinies, I caught those during the water festival. So as you can see, I got 2 shiny Clampos, and we need to adjust something real quick. And that's better. There we go. 2 shiny Clampos, a shiny Magikarp, a shiny Caterpie, and of course, the biggest prize of them all, the shiny Barbos. This is the first one right here. The first shiny I got during the water festival. But for me, oh wait, we got another Barbos here. Nope, it's not shiny. But it's not over for your boy, because all these field research, strictly for the water festival. So we're going to claim them all right now, and we're going to get our stem for today as well. Let's see, this is shiny. No, this is not a shiny, unfortunately. All right, let's claim the next one. Let's see, this is a shiny. No, that's not a shiny. This is the one I need, actually. All right, the last one I think is Carvaha. Let's see if it's shiny. No, okay, it's Barbos, and it's not shiny. All right, so another bit of business we need to take care of is this. I finally completed step 3. So we're going to, I don't want to put it on lucky head for 4,000 or 8 or 6,000 XP, whatever. And we're going to claim this reward right here. Ooh, it's a Snorlax. I forgot about that. And while I'm catching a Snorlax, 2 big news broke. So by the time you're watching this, it'll be Saturday, August the 31st, meaning it will be the last day of the month, unfortunately. But the next day, which would be September 1st, 2 things will be going on that day. The first thing, and this is the big one, we're going to get the final legendary dinner hour featuring Kruse for the rest of the year. So yes, that will start Sunday, September 1st from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. your local time zone. So hopefully by the time hopefully I can release the video before legendary dinner hour starts in, ironically enough, Japan, in Australia, and on that side of the world, so you guys can watch this. Ooh, interesting stats there. So you guys can watch this before you take part in that. And yeah, we're gonna claim this as well. And we go listen to Professor Daddy, or we just go skim through what he has to say. Oh goody, now we're on this part, so that's gonna be fun. Alright, so there you go with that. And another big announcement is that from September 1st to November 1st, the Research Breakthrough Box. So once you complete that for 7 days straight, you will get Flower Crown Eevee, and you can get a shiny from that. And I believe that will start at 4 p.m. Eastern time as well. So that's what's going on starting September 1st. Alright, so now with that out the way, now let's go over everything that I endured while I was in Japan. So let's start off with the locations. So once I got in Japan, and oh gosh, we didn't want to relive my first day in Japan, or my first day period going to Japan. And while I was in Japan, I made my way in Fujisawa. So that's where I was staying at for the first 2 nights, and that's where Holly, the cruise ship, and Super Trainer Sakura was at the time as well. And okay, this is gonna be hard to explain, as I almost dropped my phone. This is gonna be hard to explain, so I'm gonna try my very best to explain this for you guys. How I feel about Fujisawa. Okay, I feel like if you're into anime like I am, and not just the action pack with the fighting and the magic and the Hadoukens and stuff like that, not just that, I mean those are cool, don't get me wrong, I watch those. But if you're like the typical high school anime that take place in a normal setting and things of nature. Is not like, you know, not the major downtown area, but like somewhere out and close to the country or something like that. That's kind of what Fujisawa is. Fujisawa do have a downtown area. In fact, like once you get there, assuming you take the train to get there, you basically go be in the downtown area. But the further you walk away towards your destination, wherever, the further you kind of going away from the downtown area, and it kind of do have that simple life feel a little bit. So that's what I like about Fujisawa. It have that simple life feel. And when I go back to Japan, obviously I want to go to Kyoto. And I sincerely doubt it's going to have that simple life feel. But I want to go somewhere like that. But more of a simple life feel where there's not a lot of buildings. There's, you know, not a lot of that downtown atmosphere. And, you know, just relax and chill and just enjoy the scenery. So, and that's why when we went to the Fujisawa beach the next day, that's when I rendezvoused with them. That was pretty dope as well, even though it was crowded as heck. But being at the beach was really dope as heck as well. So I personally like Fujisawa. I believe I said this in one of my old international videos, but I don't see myself going back to Fujisawa, even though it is very, very dope and I really like it. I don't see myself going back there. All right, now let's talk about where I stayed at, and that is the Toyoko Inn Sonen Kamakura Fujisawa. So yeah, there's a few Toyoko Inns, but there's one in Fujisawa. So the one you want is that one, and then like, obviously the rest of the name is Kitaguchi. And again, this is in Fujisawa. It's about like an 8-minute walk from the train station. So it's not that far from the train station. And we was there for 2 days, 2 nights rather. The place was okay. You know, it's not bad. You know, had to struggle with the air conditioning because it was like hot as heck in Japan. And the TV, you know, the channel and stuff like that was bland. But again, you know, like we was not there just to stay in the room and watch TV, things of that nature. But the room was not bad. Like the room was not bad. And if you, for some hours going to Fujisawa, I would recommend you stay at that spot because it's close to the train station. But, and you know, that's the only spot that is the actual hotel that I stayed at. But if you can find somewhere, like, obviously there are other places that are close or closer to it that is possibly better. But if you have to resort to that, that's not a bad choice. Like, it's really not. It's really not a bad choice. And of course, there is an Airbnb in there, which is like, I want to say that was 10 minutes away from the train station, but in the opposite direction of the hotel where we were staying at. That place was amazing. That place was super amazing. And shout out to the family, or really the individual, because his parents was in town when I was there. That place was amazing. The hospitality was fantastic. And it was really, really nice. Again, it was just a long walk. It was like, again, like a 10-minute walk from the train station. And when it was that hot, and you're carrying a suitcase and a backpack, yeah. So, would I recommend you go to Fujisawa? Again, it depends on the type of person you are. But if you like the glitz and glamours, I mean, they got some of that down there, but not enough. Especially in comparison to other places that I've been to. But if you're the type of person that I am when it comes to anime, like that simple life, you know, anime that have the simple life feel, yeah, I say check out Fujisawa and just walk around. And you know, I wouldn't recommend you do it at night because there was a sign in the even the elevator at the hotel saying, oh, you know, make sure you securely lock your room because people break in wherever. But I didn't have any issues, so yeah, that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool if I do say so myself. The next spot we stayed at, and I'm trying to get my memory straight. I think we was at, okay, I was at this spot for 2 nights. And Holly, Sakura, and the Kruse, they were there for 3 nights. And that's Best Rest in Yokohama. So we was actually in Yokohama. And I had the mindset that we were going to go to Go Face Yokohama on the 12th in case something major happened involving Team Go Rocket and Giovanni and stuff like that. Apparently nothing happened. So we didn't go there. So I did not go to Go Face Yokohama at all. And I heard that in comparison to the other 2 Go Fests, Chicago and Dortmund, the Yokohama one was the worst one out of the 3. So I'm not really tripping that 1, I didn't get a ticket, and 2, I didn't go. So, and I heard there was not a lot of water stations there, not a lot of shade. So it was like, I'm good. But going back to Yokohama, like, I will admit, again, this is another one of those downtown lifestyles where we was at anyway. I did take a walk at night by myself, you know, walking around the area, and that was pretty cool. I will admit, it was pretty, like, even though I was by myself, it did have a romantic feel, you know, it really did. So there you go with that. But that's beside the point. In terms of the hotel we were staying at, Best Western in Yokohama, I wouldn't recommend that. I would not recommend that at all. I'm not saying it was terrible. I'm not saying it sucked or anything like that, but I wouldn't recommend it. First of all, the Wi-Fi in there was crappy as heck. Like, it was not stable. And then 2 of my lights wasn't working. So the bathroom light didn't work. And then there was a light that was over my bed. That didn't work as well. And I had to admit, out of the 3 hotels that I was staying at, because the Airbnb didn't count because they had a lot of space in there, that one had the least amount of space. And it was like, no. So, again, you know, the staff was cool. They were friendly and all. But would I recommend you go to Best Western Yokohama? Nope. I would not do that. So, if you're in Yokohama, I would say stay away from that spot. Even though, again, you know, the surrounding area is cool, but the actual hotel itself, no, I would not recommend that at all. Now, after that, we spent one night in Tokyo because that was basically where the airports was to some degree, remember? Or the closest area towards the airport, where the one where I would head in order for me to get back. And the spot where we was at, it was called, well, I'm going to butcher this name, by the way. So, Tetsu Freisa Hamamatsu Cho Daimon. That place was amazing. Like, out of all, like, cause here's the thing with Japan, they like things to be compact and small. And with this hotel room, though, it was the biggest out of the 3. You know, it was obviously not bigger than a typical American hotel room, but it was still nice. The Wi-Fi was pretty cool. They actually came with robes, even though I didn't wear mine. But you probably saw Holly, the trainer, I'm not trainer, but the cruise ship and Su train Sakura in the robes in one of Holly's last Japan videos. So they came with robes, and the room was pretty dope. Like, I really, really liked this room. And it had charging stations basically over your bed. So it was pretty cool, or, you know, plugs for you to charge stuff or whatever. But it was pretty cool. I would highly, highly recommend this hotel. And like, out of all of the 3 spots, the staff was amazing. It was the best right there. So again, so Tetsu, Freisa, you know, that spot. I would highly recommend, if you're in Tokyo, you stay there. I would highly recommend you stay there. All right, so now let's talk about the places that I've been. So I talk about the beach in Fujisawa. So yeah, that was pretty cool. So we went out to eat a few times, and you know, I can't really complain about anywhere we went. All the food was amazing, and McDonald's there is better than here. Like, their chicken nuggets is better than the ones we have here. Now, I will admit that they don't have sweet and sour sauce, which is the best sauce for chicken nuggets, but the sauce that they do have are pretty amazing. Their barbecue sauce is better than here. So that's saying something. And the food, you can't really complain about that. The food was great. And there's a lot of spots, especially in the downtown areas. There's a lot of spots for you to play Pokemon Go, a lot of Pokestops, a lot of gyms, a lot of spawns. It was fantastic down there. I have to say, though, Akihabara, I was geeking out. Even though there was not a lot of footage of me geeking out, I was totally geeking out where I was in Akihabara. All them anime signs and all them shops and stores and all them maid cafe spots, even though we didn't, well, I went into the Square Enix cafe, but just to see how it looked. But we didn't dine at a maid cafe, anything like that. We were thinking about it, we were talking about it, but we didn't do it ultimately. And it was pretty dope. Like, it was pretty dope. I would highly recommend you watch, you know, some of 22's videos. Who else? Zoe Tuda's videos, Mr. 7 videos, you know, because, and JT Gily videos, because we was in these shops, we was in these arcade spots, and they were pretty dope. They were pretty dope, especially Akihabara, and of course, Nanako Broadway. Like, those 2 spots are fantastic. But I have to say, I have to prefer Akihabara, because what happened was, on a Sunday, only on a Sunday, because they would block off the street, the major street there, so people can actually walk in the street to go from store to store to building things of that nature. It was amazing. It was fantastic. So I would highly recommend you hit Akihabara on a Sunday. And outside of that, hit up Nakano Broadway any other day. Now, in terms of transportation, so the first day, I took buses to get from places to place, rather. So, when I went to the airport that I originally wasn't supposed to be at, and then I left there to go to the airport where the pocket Wi-Fi was at, trying to pick it up, but we all know that story. I took a bus to get there. And then when I went from there to Fujisawa, I took a bus to get there. And that's a big mistake. Do not take a bus, do not take a cab, do not try, I'm not sure if there's a Uber or Lyft out. Don't do that. Don't do that at all. Your best bet is to take a train. And here's why. It's quicker and it's cheaper. Now, the problem with the train is you're going to be hopping from, sometimes you're going to be hopping from train to train, trying to figure out how to get from point A to point B. You may be afraid that you may miss your stop or whatever the case may be. But it's not that bad. It's not that hard. But it does happen. Like, it happened to me, I think, twice. When I was like, oh, man, I got up at the wrong stop. I think I'm going to say it happened once. And there's two different types of train. There's the local train where you go from stop. And then there's the express train where you go from major stop to major stop. So you got to be wary of which one you're on. So if you're trying to get to a certain spot so you don't miss it. So Google can't help you out with that at times. You got to really read what their instructions are and the directions and things of that nature. So I highly recommend you do the train, and I highly recommend you get a card, some type of train card. Matter of fact, I still got mine. I brought mine home. There's like $2 and change in my card. Matter of fact, here it is right here. This is the one that I use. Shout out to some members of the Dearborn group who went. They use this card as well. I'm not sure which one. Holly, I believe they use this one as well. Holly, Sakura, and the cruise ship. I believe they use this one as well. But yeah, this is the one that I was told about. I did some research on it. And then like on my second day in Japan, I picked this card up. And it was a lifesaver. And you can't fill this up. The only negative about this card is that it does not accept American money. You got to have yen, Japanese money, yen, to put on this card. Which is not hard because you can go to 7-Eleven and do the currency exchange in there with their ATM and things of that nature. And I highly recommend it's the best route to go, especially if you got if your bank is Chase Bank or your debit card is somehow, some way associated with Visa. It will work there as well. But you need Japanese money to put in. And then you can use this to pay for food as well. I didn't do that, but you can do that as well if you like. And that's pretty much it. In terms of everything that I did and everything I went through while I was in Japan. I loved it. I really want to go back again. It will either be next year or the year after. It depends on when Go Fest Yokohama is next year again, because they got the Olympics going on. So if it's anytime before August 16th and they don't carry it over to after August 16th, I won't be going next year. But if it's after August 16th, then yeah, I'll be going back next year. And that time I'll be hitting up Kyoto because I want to get some footage from Kyoto for the Kyoto Hour series, because for those of you who don't know, once I get to Kyoto Hour Volume 10, that's it. That's it. Cause I'll be doing it for 10 years and it will be a wrap. So I wanted to get some footage, actual footage from Kyoto. So I'm going to call it a wrap. So this is the final episode of International Inferno based off of Japan. But this is not the last International Inferno of the year, because breaking news, your boy is going to Montreal. So yes, it is official. I will be at the Safari Zone September 20th to the 22nd. And yeah, I can't wait for that. I know some people who are going to be there, and they're going to be a huge PvP tournament. I'm taking part in that as well. So there's going to be one more International Inferno, but it's going to be based off of Canada. So although for me, I wouldn't necessarily call that international, but we're gonna keep the theme going. So I'm gonna call it a wrap. So with that said, y'all know who this is. This is boy the new J Gatsby. Okay, aka the new Stephen A. Smith. Saying peace out, y'all, and I'll see y'all next time, and enjoy these extra footage from Japan. See y'all next time. after you subscribe to the channel, make sure you click the bell icon so you never miss a new video or live stream ever again. Thanks, guys.
Blue is the trainer, articulating paint. With my tongue, I done things that people said I can't. Now they ranking with the elite, but it's for the people, and victory is part of defeat. Cause when you get back on your feet, then you try again. Learn from mistakes, show them that I got what it takes, and I'm dying to win. I'ma hit and move away.